Hello everyone and welcome to LA Noire, here with the very disgraced Cole Phelps after he had an affair with a German singer whilst being married. We are now in the slightly less prestigious Arson squad with our new partner Herschel Biggs, and we've got a couple of house fires to go deal with. But we are no longer the poster boy for the department, so we're going to have to find a way to redeem ourselves. But at least we're no longer with the rather insufferable Royale, who is our partner in Vice. Hey, I quite like your car here, Mr. Herschel Biggs. Can I get you to drive?
You can drive.
Fine. Where are we at?
We'll go to the Stephens family house first. No, I quite like this car. It's modest.
How long have you been working arson?
We gonna do the small talk thing now? Talk baseball, exchange addresses? I don't think so. Feeling down, hotshot? Need a buddy? I'll look somewhere else.
As I said, we are not the poster boy of the department anymore. We are kind of fairly disgraced and people are not particularly happy with us. Okay, here we are at the Stephens house fire. Let's see what we can do. I don't really know much about arson, but we'll have to see. Thankfully, these guys are still alive, despite having been in a fire.
There isn't much left.
That's how fires
There never
work,
is,
Phelps.
if the job's done properly.
You think it was deliberate?
Nah, that's real pain in your face. They would have moved out the things they care about if this was insurance. There's no mileage in this. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Hirsch. Cap this one.
Yeah, Mike Brannigan, Cole Phelps. It's okay, Brannigan. His name may be dog shit, but there's none on his hand.
No offense, Phelps.
None taken. Do you have anything?
The fire started late last night. Stephens family at Catalina Island. Won some kind of competition. Looks like the only thing they ever won in their lives. And they come home to this.
I'd say they were pretty lucky, really.
They don't have any insurance. Everything they own, including the house, is not a pile of rubble.
Where are they sleeping?
In the car. It's lucky the whole block didn't burn down. Word is they're bulldozing this whole neighborhood to build new homes for GIs. That's the man in the house. In the ruins. Terry lady is his wife.
We'll take a look around. Come on, Phelps.
Right, so this is a plot for GIs. GIs, I can't remember the exact terminology, but some form of American soldier, presumably returning home after the Second World War. How much are we going to find here if everything's already burnt out? I'm not entirely sure. We did see someone having a little bit of a fiddler with a boiler. So I don't know if we'll find anything there. So I'm just going to do a little bit of check around the outside first. No Phelps, we'll get back there in just a second. I just want to see if there's anything around the outside. There probably isn't going to be that much, given that most evidence is going to be, burnt. Is there anything inside? Anything here, Herschel? By the way, I like your name, Herschel. Oh! Aha! Is this the boiler here? It's a frying pan. Or something. Seems irrelevant. There's the oven. Principles of colour and colour mixing.
I don't think this is going to help us.
I don't think that's going to... I don't think we're going to find much there at all. Well, whenever that sound plays, it's always important to check, because I've always found something. Shoes.
Not much help.
Presumably the man's shoes. That's not going to be a huge help to us at all. I haven't really found anything, have we? Not a great start to our arson career, it must be said. Can we chat to the chap? Has they got anything to say for us?
Mr. Stephens? Cole Phelps and Herschel Biggs, LAPD. I know it's a difficult time, but could we have a word?
Don Stephens.
You were out of town.
We won a prize. We had a wonderful time. Came home to this.
Do you still have the tickets?
Sure.
Right, so some kind of
It's a
competition.
formality. We'll need to speak to the issuing agent.
Which means that they were out of town. Whether that was deliberate is another question, but we'll have to see. Let's ask a little bit more about this competition.
Can you tell me any more about the prize that you won, Mr. Stephens?
weekend at Catalina Island. My wife got this flyer in the mail from the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Do I have any reason to doubt that? I mean, he's looking pretty much at me. He's shifting his eyes occasionally, but he has just had his house burned down. So I'm going to say he's telling the... Oh... Sir... Oh, I don't know actually, because he's just had his house burned down. Oh, that doesn't help at all. I was hoping it was going to be... would get rid of doubt. I'm going to say truth.
Did you enter any
okay.
kind of
Just got it.
competition?
My wife filled in a flyer. The lady just rung up and told us we won. It's the first time I ever won anything.
And it's come back to bite you. Okay, this Suburban Redevelopment Fund. Let's see if we can find out more about them.
The redevelopment fund. Did they offer to buy you out?
They're building new houses. They showed their money and most of the neighborhood just packed up and walked away. But I never bargained with them.
Okay, sir, you're looking a little bit more on edge than you were before. I suspect there might be a little bit more to your story. I don't think you're the one who did it, but you're looking incredibly shifty, so I'm going to doubt what you're saying.
Everyone else is selling, but you're the holdout, aren't you?
I was the last. I thought I could hold out for a better price. Now, my house is the center lot.
So now you have to take the price regardless.
Looks like it. I've got no choice. I have to put a roof over my family.
That's all we need for the moment, Mr. Steffens.
All right.
So what that suggests to me is that someone got them out of town and got them to go away while someone else burned their house, so that this development fund can buy all the lots that they need to ensure that they can build houses for the GIs returning from the war. At least that's what I presume. I'm sure there's a lot of political stake around making sure that the returning soldiers have accommodation.
How could I help, Detective?
I need information on the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Yes, Detective. Just checking. The fund is a semi-government agency established to speed up the building of GI homes. It has private investors as well as a government endowment.
Huh. You have an address for them.
There is one listed here, corner of Beverly and Mariposa.
Thank you.
Okay, so we probably want to go have a look-see at the Suburban Redevelopment Fund, but they did mention there was another house fire. So I think before we go any further, I really couldn't see any evidence here at all of any kind, although we'll see when we get into the car. But I'm going to see if we can go to the other house
You
fire,
drive. I need to go over the case
the
notes.
Sawyer house fire, and we'll go from there. So I'm hoping we'll have a little bit more success than we did here, because really I couldn't find any evidence at all. Then again, I am a kind of terrible arson
Have there been any
inspector.
other house fires?
This is arson. We get an average of 2 a night. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I can imagine there are a lot of house fires, and they can't always devote the time to all of them, and so it's about finding whether something is worth following up, whether something is worth investigating further or not. Oh dear, Crothers is here, the county coroner's here, that means there are deaths.
Hi, Albert. We've caught this case.
Hey, Biggs. You have a partner? What gives?
This is Cole Phelps. You may have read about him.
Oh, now I get it. Hello, Phelps. Welcome to the netherworld of arson. Family of 4 found dead in their beds. Heater explosion.
Yeah, another one.
Looks that way. Insta-Heat Model 70. Before you get excited, we get a couple of water heaters a month go back. Take a look around the yard and see what you can find.
Okay, we'll get to the rather grim looking site over there in a little bit. I'll deal with them at the very end. Oh,
Mal,
I guess we're dealing with them now.
You gonna stick it out, Cole?
I'm gonna try, Mal. What have you got?
Family by the name of Sawyer. Mother, father, and 2 kids. All in bed from the looks of it. Oh, I'd say carbon monoxide poisoning. The burns are superficial.
Time of death.
I'd say about midnight. Anything more exact will take some time to determine. Lynch tells me this has something to do with a faulty water heater.
Could be. There's been a spate of problems with a particular brand. I've got another angle in mind.
You care to elucidate, Detective? This is a murder and not an accident. Sharing information has helped us solve quite a few cases together.
I need something concrete, Mal, before the department gets wind of it. I'm in arson for a reason.
I feel sorry for your wife and kids, Phelps, not for you. But you're a good case man. One of the best I've ever met. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks, Mal. I'd say that's firm but fair.
Goodness me, we really are at the bottom of the dung heap, so to say. Now this one, I wonder if there's more to do with boilers or anything like that. I'm intrigued to see if I can find any more evidence than I did at the last one here. I'm just going to do a preliminary outside run. Nothing so far. We'll come back to the bodies momentarily. That's probably the last thing we want to do. Another one of these books, which
Not everything here is going to be relevant.
Phelps still doesn't think is relevant. But it's remarkable that there's 2 of them in the same place, really. Oh, something. I heard something. This is a fan. It's probably not going to have much relevance to us. It's okay. Again, really not much to go on at all, is there? Anything through here that we can see? That's just a clock. We just have... Problem is, we're finding a whole bunch of these kind of rather low-end tit-for-tat items, which don't really provide us many clues at all. Yeah, if there is this boiler issue, I'd quite like to find the said boiler. Aha, this looks more like something. Surely this is going to be of some meaningful use. Yeah, here we go, Insta-Heat,
Hey, Biggs.
Model 70.
Is this significant?
Regulator valve. Good find.
Detectives? This is the next door neighbor.
Detective Phelps, can you help?
They were supposed to be going away. They won a trip somewhere. But little Henry got sick, so they had to cancel. What are the chances?
Do you know who ran the competition?
Gulliver's Travel, up on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Thanks.
That's the same as the other family. Definitely a conspiracy going along.
Guy across the street. I've seen him before. He likes fire.
Oh, goodness me, okay.
Hurry, you can still catch him.
Who is this chap? Someone who likes fires, so potentially an arsonist coming back to review his handiwork.
Stop! LAPD!
Come here, sir.
Firebug, stop right there!
Oh, I'm nearly here. I was nearly there. Come on, we're so nearly there. Catch him before the fence. Catch him before the fence. Go, 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 go. You got this. Oh, hey, there we go. So who are you? And why were you rather suspiciously watching this house fire? Not necessarily burn, but
What's your
watching,
name?
looking at the aftermath.
Herbert Chapman.
So you like fires.
Some.
Watching them or setting them?
I don't want any trouble.
Turn out your pockets.
Now, what has he got for us?
You're a naughty boy, aren't you, Herbert?
I keep myself to myself.
A matchbox and cigarette lighter.
Cigarette in a matchbox gives you a 5 or 6 minute delay. You want more time, you use a mosquito coil. Don't you, Herbert?
You like this fire, Herbert?
Hell no. I heard it over the fire radio. Sounded sweet.
When you finish following your leads, come and see me at the fire station. I have a theory about this.
Will do, Lynch. Take this guy in. We might want him for questioning later.
You got it, Detective.
Off you go,
Why you got
Herbert.
such a hard-on for this case? If it is murder, it's almost impossible to prove. Fire doesn't leave much evidence. There's no percentage in this.
I think it's more than one case.
They're house fires, Cole. Accidents, heater fires, gas explosions.
There's got to be a reason.
The reason is you want to be a star again. Forget it. Give it up. You'll feel better.
There's something to this. I know it.
What are you talking about? Arson is insurance. It's always been insurance.
We still investigate the cases, Biggs. The people in this house are dead.
Go soak your head, Phelps. This hero business is a full-time obsession with you.
I'm gonna make this case. I'm gonna rub the department's nose in it. Help me or stay out of my way. You got it?
I don't think me and Herschel are best buddies at the moment, but then again, we are still very much in the deep. So where can we go now? We really haven't found much in either of these house fires. Let's go to the travel agency, because they've come up in both the house fires. So that suggests to me that they're involved somehow. At least to some extent. Oh, goodness me. Sorry, Herschel. Didn't mean to destroy your car. Yeah, despite what Herschel's saying about it always being insurance, there's quite clear motive here.
Any Century Unit 211 in progress, 522 South Hill Street, unit to handle code 3, identify.
Someone gets them out of the way, someone shoves them out of the way with either a real, well, technically a real gift, but a fake competition to get them out of the house, and then they burn down the house.
Funny, the human desire for self-preservation.
And that allows them to burn down the lot, and then they can, some fancy development fund comes in and pays good money for it, which obviously the people who own the house have to accept, because they have no choice. But we still don't know what the grand case is. Do we think it's because they're trying to get insurance scams themselves, like this development fund, or do we think that it's for something else? I mean, clearly it's something to do with the GIs, but we need to work out what that case is. So let's see what Gulliver's Travels have to say. Best deals, discounted fares, air conditioned, with a pretty cool propeller outside the window, and some cool plain marketing out front. That being said, quite a low-hanging propeller. I'm intrigued. I want to see if I can I decapitate myself with this fan? No, I guess I can't. I don't get to have a look.
LAPD. John Cunningham. Can I help you, gentlemen? We have reason to believe that the Sawyer family of 4414 Rosewood Avenue recently won a competition run by your company.
Yes, I remember them. They called up to cancel at the last minute. One of the kids was sick. Very unfortunate.
Do you mind if I take a look at that?
Okay, so we've got a bunch of different entries. Stephens was one of them, wasn't it?
Here they are. Stephens.
Collected. And the Sawyers, family of 4, those are the ones who cancelled and unfortunately died and perished in the fire.
The Sawyer family. Rosewood Avenue.
Okay, promotional travel contest.
The tickets were a prize. Yes, they were. You do a lot of these prizes.
Look, there are hundreds of these promotions running at any one time. If you're the lucky guy, you get your name pulled out of a hat.
Oh, I'm not sure I believe you're being suspicious.
While the Sawyer family were supposed to be at Catalina Island, their house burnt down. You consider them lucky?
Christ. I'm sorry to hear that.
Can you tell me who offered the prize won by the Sawyer family?
Sure. Look, there's supposed to be some sort of supervised draw with hundreds of tickets. But the reality is the Suburban Redevelopment Fund calls me every couple of weeks and tells me exactly who has won.
Okay, we need to go check out the Suburban Redevelopment
Tell
Fund
us
then.
about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
There's not much to tell. They run a promotion. Our promotion's mailing list covers half of LA.
Do I have reason to doubt that? No, you're looking pretty straight on to me.
So they are not a government agency?
I don't believe so. Government organizations don't usually get involved in promotions.
Thanks for your help.
No problem. Just wish I could do something for that family.
You could put round the hat. A few bucks would really help them now.
I suppose so.
Good. I'll put you down for 50. I could tell you were Samaritan the minute I walked in the door.
50? Are you?
Good man, Cunningham. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm great. Poorer, but great.
Interesting. Well, we need to go have a chat to the Suburban Redevelopment Fund, that's for sure. Surely someone could decapitate themselves on this. I don't think Phelps is a particularly tall man, but if he was a foot or two taller... For example, I think that air hostess would literally get decapitated by this fan. Feels like a bit of a health and safety risk, but, you know, hey-ho. Okay, let's go have a chat to the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Can you drive to this one?
And where exactly are we going?
See what they have to say for themselves.
Let me guess. You want to check out the Suburban address?
Great partners must think alike, Herschel.
Well, clearly Herschel can't drive because he just backed into the same space we just left. But I'm starting to warm to Herschel a bit more. He kind of was doing well as kind of the bad cop in there when we were telling him to put around a donation hat for the guys who lost their house in the fire.
This is supposed to be the registered offices of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
This is an Elysian housing development, Mac.
So Elysian is an investor in the redevelopment fund.
Looks that way.
Are we done here, Mac? I've got work to do.
Sure, buddy. Thanks for your help. Elysian are investors in the Suburban Redevelopment. So what? If you think I'm putting my pension on the line and harassing Leland Monroe without evidence, you're out of your mind.
Right, all we can do is go back to the house fires, so let's head back to the Stephens one first and see what we can find there. Hopefully we can find something else, because we really don't seem to have many options at the moment.
Radio singers and orchestras are heard here.
We found a valve in the Sawyer family residence, so I'm wondering if we'll find one in the Stephens family residence. We didn't find anything before. Doesn't mean we can't find things again. Unless Herschel has any advice for me.
So what next?
You seen the water heater? Only so many places to start with a fire like this.
Yeah, I was looking for the water heater before, without much success, to be honest. But I'm hoping we might be able to re-find it this time. Is it over here, perhaps? I don't think it's too far out. There's got to be something somewhere.
Bitch looks a lot like the cop who pointed the gun at me.
Because I think this is what we saw before. Aha, here we go. Here's the boiler.
Recently serviced. Could be something to go on.
Matthew Ryan. Now we have something to go on, I would look like. You have anything else for me, Herschel? Any nuggets of wisdom?
I'm stumped. Ideas?
Nope, Herschel has nothing.
You're behind the wheel.
Okay, now we go back to the Sawyers. See if we can find anything there. We might just need a phone to call in Matthew Ryan and see what he has to say. And yeah, we can find out what he has to say. He may not have anything to say, but he's clearly our best lead so far. I wonder if we must be missing something in the Sawyer household as well, because there's really not much evidence at all. Potentially, actually, we didn't actually have a look at the bodies, did we? That doesn't mean much to look at, because this is just a rather sad scene here.
How about the insurance companies write these incidents up as acts of God?
Lynch says we should visit him at Fire Station 32.
Investigate Fire Station 32.
Who exactly is this guy, Lynch?
Lynch is a legend. You should feel privileged. He doesn't let many people into the inner sanctum. Keep your mouth shut, and you'll learn something about fires.
Okay, over to the...
Can you drive to this one?
Over to the fire station.
Fine.
Yes, we just needed to check the
Where are we
bodies.
headed?
Something which I said I was going to do and then never got around to, but oh well. So yeah, a bit of a slow start to our arson career. But as Big said, there's not a huge amount of evidence to go on in house fires or fires in general for that very obvious reason. Hopefully Birch here has something. Was his name Birch? I think he has something here for us.
Came as soon as we could.
Now what do you have for us to do, sir?
Biggs, you two investigating the house fire on Kenmore Avenue as well?
Yep. Why?
I had a look around the place while I was out there.
Do you believe the fire?
I deal in facts, Phelps. Evidence of an explosion. No obvious sign of accelerants. Wiring looks intact. Come and take a look at this.
This the heater from the Sawyer fire, Al?
Yes, it is.
Huh. Looks like it was recently serviced.
Reginald Varley. Someone we're going to have a look at as well.
And it's a theory only. I don't have enough evidence to prove...
Al, if you say it's so, we're listening.
Okay, Phelps. You're a bright penny. You have a gas supply. You have a Bunsen burner as a pilot light. You have a regulator valve, and the balloon represents the gas expanding in the room. Now, the gas has to make contact with the mosquito coil to form an explosion. Let's see if you can work out the chain of events.
Right, so we need to put these in the right order. We'll put you in first, and there's only 3 different pieces. It can only go in so many positions. That's okay. I reckon we put you in the middle, and you at the end.
The gas bubble needs to be next to the coil if it's gonna ignite.
Okay, so we switch these two around then. If I get that correct, which I probably don't. Thankfully, Herschel is here to to lend a hand. And if I switch these two around, does that get me where I need to go? It may well do. Or I'm getting this completely wrong. But I mean, there's only 3 pieces, only so many different combinations that it can be. Does that work?
Good, your
There we
regulator's
go.
in position.
The regulator's in position, so these two need to swap. Gotcha. Put you down for now. Get the one at the end. Put that at this end. And put you here.
Okay, I'll light your pilot and turn the gas on.
You pull the lever on the left to turn on the gas.
Okay. Let's give this a go. There's the balloon and the explosion.
So that's how it's being done.
Maybe. There could be a fault with these valves. I've adjusted this one for our experiment, but you need to take it to InstaHeat and see what they say. Their headquarters is on North Harvard Boulevard, number 262.
Thanks, Albert.
You're welcome, Biggs. See you at the next show.
Okay, that was useful. We need to go investigate the InstaHeat company, which makes sense. Biggs, get out of the way. It makes sense because their boilers have been involved in many of these house fires. So let's go see what they have to say, if anything. Probably they'll try and claim it's a fault, as most companies would.
The next fire. We should go to the factory and see how many of these things are going bang in the night.
You know this Chapman character?
Guy's a freak. Loves fires. He's the kind of guy that we'd like for a lot of things, but we don't really have any credible evidence to pursue him with.
Interesting. Chapman might not actually be setting the fire, he might just be watching. He's clearly someone who likes fires to some extent anyway, so we need to be a little bit wary of that and what he's doing and how he's doing it. Here we are at the Instaheat company, and I think we've seen some of the Instaheat brands in other missions, in kind of earlier cases where the boilers and the heaters weren't really as, important to the story in the cases.
LAPD detectives, ma'am. We need to speak to someone in charge.
I see. Well, duty manager for today is Mr. Rasick. You should find him in his office.
Thank you, ma'am.
You think one of them would have seen it?
Mr. Rasick, I require your assistance. Are you Mr. Rasick?
When is America going to understand?
No. Where is Mr. Rasick? Ah. Oh, we've got something here.
New and improved model. They'll be selling these like hotcakes.
And I'm guessing the ones that we have, the ones that we've been encountering, is the older model.
Mr. Man like you always loses a battle.
Mr. Manager, hello.
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson. We're investigating a couple of house fires. What can you tell us about this?
Pressure regulator from a Model 70, yeah. Let me take a look. We have a problem. This has been tampered with.
What?
You see this diaphragm? It forms a seal across the saddle here. Gas flows across from here to here. The diaphragm regulates flow. It's been reversed. It's a subtle change, but it means the gas never closes off properly.
So there's always gas flowing through the house, causing a fire or flash to be very simple indeed. At least that's how I understand it.
So you're telling me that this is not a manufacturing fault or service repair?
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the design.
When you say that, you're in charge. You're looking a little bit shifty. I'm just going to doubt what you're saying.
You're telling me that you've never had any problems with this heater?
Look, we've changed the design since the Model 70.
These things are still being installed?
It's the demand. None of us could keep up with the amount of housing going up. At the budget end, we're still using some of the old stock. We are installing 100 heaters a week. They're not all faulty.
They're not all safe either.
You know, Herschel, I'm beginning to like you a bit more. You seem to have values and you stand up for them, and that's good.
Are these diaphragms prone to failure?
They tend to go after a while. The rubber lasts quite a few years and then it perishes.
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
Sure, of course they are.
Oh, I have slight reason to doubt that. I'm going to doubt that again.
You employ accredited mechanics to do this?
We call them installers. Technically, they're gas fitters.
Installers, then?
They know what they're doing, Detective, if that's what you're trying to imply.
Damn,
I want you to
got
give
that
me
wrong.
a copy of the list of your installers.
Okay, I'll get it for you.
Here we go.
There, around a dozen of them. Housing business is going crazy at the moment.
This is a long shot. We are not going to roust that whole list.
There's like 15 names here, Herbert.
I want to run it by R&I, cross-reference for arsonists. See if any of these guys have any previous. Sir, I need to use your phone.
Go right ahead.
I see Reginald Varley, who's someone we already have encountered before at the other house. I'll have to see. Where's the phone? Oh, there it is, in a really awkward position from the rest of the desk.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Putting you through now.
How can I help, Detective?
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need to know if any of the following names have a previous criminal history.
Okay, Detective, run the names.
Acevedo Ernesto, Clemens Walter, Elgrim John, Gable Leroy, Kelligrew Peter, Kuttner Robert, Limehouse Albert, Manning Franklin, Neves Raymond, O'Brien Thomas, Ryan Matthew, Spurgeon William, Varley Reginald, Zurich Stephen.
Clemens Walter. Previous conviction for arson and malicious damage. Burned down a house in Westwood in 1942. 4-year jail term.
Thanks.
Ryan Matthew. Charged for contempt of court. Attempted murder. Plea bargain down to assault charge.
Anyone else?
There is a Reginald Varley wanted for murder by Detroit Police Department.
Thanks. You've been a big help, young lady.
Young lady? Come on, Phelps. I thought we were trying to get past this.
Quite the rogues gallery, Mr. Rasick. Desperate times indeed.
Anything else I have to say here? Well, there's definitely some names on there that we need to deal with.
Mister, a man like you always loses the battle.
But now what?
Do you have an address for Clemens?
He's working on an apartment building on Catalina and 3rd.
What about Ryan?
Currently working at a housing development on Normandy and 1st Street.
Varley, where is he?
Beverly and Mariposa, currently working on a new housing development. Hey, Varley's a good guy. You can't harass all my people.
Yes, I
These guys
can.
have lockers.
Yes, they do. But my men have a right to some privacy.
No, they don't.
Don't you need a warrant or something?
No, I don't.
Show him and keep quiet.
Thank you, Herschel. I'm liking you more and more by the second. Right.
Here. Happy now?
Ecstatic.
Stick around, Mr. Rasick.
Okay, so this is Walter Clemens. Let's see what we've got here. A pamphlet.
Clemens is a fellow traveler.
An anarchist pamphlet. Price 5 cents. Nothing there of particular interest, but anarchy never served that well. Okay, who's next? Matthew Ryan. Goodness me, he's the one selling them. He's got all of the pamphlets, and I would say he's
Some light reading on the merciless capitalist machine.
I would say he's not just reading, he's distributing.
Ryan wants the world to be a better place. Don't we all?
I would definitely classify this as distribution of anarchist pamphlets. And some
maybe
tools, but that's not that suspicious for a man who works as a installer, a gas installer. And Reginald Varley, anything here? Oh, you've got mosquito coil.
The company went through thousands of these in the war. Still got eaten alive.
Yeah, bear in mind what we just had.
Varley has a problem with bugs.
Yeah, bear in mind what we just saw at the fire station. That's a cause for concern. Although, no anarchist pamphlet there.
You know that a mosquito coil takes an hour to burn down, Rasick?
No, I didn't know that.
It's the favorite choice of ignition by arsonists. Gives them time to get away.
You're crazy. He probably lives near the canals in Venice. Mind if I leave you to it? I got work waiting.
Sure. How do I get out of this
3
place?
birds. Clemens, Ryan, Varley. Where to, fellas?
Let's go to Clemens first. We'll just go down the list by one and see how that goes. Unless the game decides for us, so I guess it looks like they are. Another arson. Ah, there's another thing happening here. Hello, sir. He's preparing for another house fire. Unless we can catch him in the act. But I guess not.
You know the way. You can drive.
Let's go to Clemens first, and then work from there. Especially, we don't know which one of those 3, if any, that is the right one, so we're just going to have to kind of take an educated guess and just go down the list and kind of work from there, it seems. So Clemens had 1 anarchist pamphlet, but not necessarily a whole bunch. So that doesn't, that could just be taking it from a co-worker. I'll have to see. Hello, Clemens.
Biggs, LAPD. We want some answers, and we want them quick.
Okay, okay. What's this all about? Just tell me what you want.
Employment with Instaheat. Let's start there.
And work for Instaheat?
I contract for them. So what?
Right. You've got a criminal record for 4-year arson.
You like fires, don't you, Clemens? You serviced the house on Kenmore Avenue. You manipulated the regulator valve.
I don't remember even working a job on Kenmore Avenue, much less sabotaging the place. What proof have you got?
Well, we've got your criminal history. Surely that's a good place to start, if nothing else.
I do a day's work for
Nope.
a day's wage.
Got that
That's
wrong.
what I do. You got a problem with that?
I do have a problem with that, but never mind.
You know Reginald Varley?
No? Can't say I do.
I somewhat doubt that. No, Varley's the one with the... Okay, Varley's the one who's been distributing the anarchist pamphlets. But you're looking shifty, so I'm going to say doubt.
Detroit PD is after Reginald Varley for murder. You want us to run you in for aiding and abetting, Clemens?
Whoa, 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 whoa. All I know about Varley is he gets kickbacks from some developer. Does their work first. Spreads it around if he can.
And knowledge of Ryan.
Do you know Matthew Ryan?
No. Don't know the name.
That is a lie.
You and Ryan are fifth columnists.
And how do you figure that, wise guy? What proof do you have? Been following me to meetings?
I've got the anarchist pamphlet that you gave, or you were given by Ryan. So there you go.
We found a pamphlet in your locker, Clemens. We can add your name to the register. HUAC might want to interview you.
That shit was from Ryan. He's always pushing that shit on people. Drives me nuts. He's got it in for the company.
Hey, you accepted it.
All right, Clemens. You're off the hook for the moment.
Can I get back to work now?
Let's get out of here, Phelps. He ain't our guy.
Do we know he's not our guy? I mean, I guess so, but still. Who's
You drive.
next?
I
Let's
need to
go
go over the case
to
notes.
Varley's work
So
site.
where do you want to go?
Varley is the one who is not the anarchist, but
Varley's
he
on the
had
run. He
the...
might be packing heat. If he's wanted for murder, I say we take the doubt out of the equation and let him have it.
He's the one who had the mosquito coil.
It's been a while.
You were in combat.
In 1917. You know, I never fired my weapon in the line of duty.
That's nothing to be ashamed of. I hope your piece is still serviceable, Herschel.
I may be old and out of practice, but I'm still a Marine, Phelps.
It would be better for our case if we could bring him in, Herschel.
Okay, so Herschel served during the First World War, but didn't see combat.
LAPD, Varley! Stop or I'll shoot!
For goodness sake. Why would we do that? Why would we let him run away? Why didn't we do what we did with the previous guy and just attack him from behind?
Stop or I will shoot!
There we go. Managed to stop him before he ran away too far. They always run.
I'm gonna take a wild guess that you're the same Reginald Varley Detroit police have an outstanding warrant on. How am I doing so far?
I need a lawyer before I talk to any of you. Reginald Varley, you're under arrest for committing a series of arsons. You're also under arrest for murder. Detroit PD will be putting in a request for your extradition. Until then, your guest is
Arson? You can't hang that rap on me.
Be quiet. Be thankful we don't shoot you.
Are all the cops in this town crazy?
Take him away, officer.
Okay, just one left then.
You know the way. You can drive.
Off to
Bye.
Ryan, the
Where are we headed?
one who was distributing all that anarchist pamphlets. Not necessarily a arsonist, but someone who clearly is not fond of government and order. So he might see this as his outlet, the arson. I have to see. Now, where is he?
Are you Matthew Ryan?
Who's asking?
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson squad.
Arson?
You heard the man.
Let's just put this stuff in the car and I'll be right
No,
with you.
do not let him.
Hold it, Ryan.
Oh, for goodness sake. Why do you always do this from far away? Why not deal with it straight away?
The damage is only cosmetic. He's a one-man wrecking ball. Move in. I'll take out the van.
Oh, goodness me, get out of the way, gentlemen.
Close and steer him off the tar.
I'm trying, but he's a slippery fish. He's a slippery fish, that's for sure.
He's going to kill those men.
They'll get out of the way.
Only if they hear him coming.
Close in, Phelps. We need to take Ryan down before he hurts somebody.
He's crashed himself without my intervention.
Put your hands in the air.
I don't think he has much of a choice about it. He crashed into some buildings. That was incredible. That was quite the chase scene. Now, are you still alive? I mean, you had a pretty nasty crash there.
Why did you run, Ryan?
I was scared.
You got a reason to be scared, Ryan?
Matthew Ryan, I'm arresting you on suspicion of committing a series of arsons.
Now, we have, what, 3 suspects? 2 suspects? We're going to have to charge one of them. I would presume, anyway. And I'm not entirely sure who I'm really not entirely sure who I believe and who I don't, or who I think's in charge.
We have 3 suspects. As much as I'd like it to be Chapman, I think it's one of the other
You can drive.
guys. Let's get to the station and close this case.
Okay, let's go close the case. I really don't know who to charge, though. I don't think it's Chapman either, but I suppose we can't really count him out the running. This still begs the question: who's telling them to do this? Because it's happened to some prominent things to do with the competition, so I have to bear that in mind.
This guy was willing to rat his own mother after I sweated him.
Okay, what we got?
I have 2 suspects.
Phelps, you got nothing. Biggs, Ryan's waiting for you in interview 1. Barley's in 2.
Hey, Hopkins, you practicing your asshole routine again? Come on, Phelps.
Charging a suspect will close the case. Well, we're here by interview room 1. Let's start here. Now,
Save
you,
yourself
sir,
some time and get this thing off your chest.
you have a lot of explaining to do.
If that's your opening gambit, you better try again.
Right, let's start with the anarchist literature.
So you want to change the world, Ryan?
Yes, I do. So does every reasonable person.
And you're doing your part?
Yes, I am.
Does that include sabotaging water heaters to destroy a company?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, you're clearly lying or doing something. So this is Ryan. Heater serviced by Ryan. And we've got this guy's statement, but it doesn't prove that Ryan did it. Gas fit. Okay, so we've got something to do there with Varley. I'm gonna say doubt.
Last chance, Ryan.
Nope, I got that wrong.
Level with me, or I'm sending you to the DA. A conviction for sedition and murder will do wonders for his re-election campaign.
Nice try. But I got nothing to lose.
All the great starts. The Institute Model 70.
You know how to reverse a diaphragm in the regulator valve of a Model 70 heater?
No, I don't.
Well, we've got the statement. Factory manager testifies the ease of pressure. I'm going to say you're lying. Because we've got the statement.
If you know enough to do your job, you know enough to do that repair. You're lying, Ryan.
And how do you think you can prove that?
I'm going to try the manager's statement.
Your boss at InstaHeat said that you've all been trained to do it. It's a common repair. Are you calling him a liar?
Okay, so I know how it's done. But what would be the point? You just end up with a gas leak and then a small fire when you turn the pilot back on.
And if you didn't reset the pilot and the gas spread, what was the cause of the fire in your own home, Ryan?
I won't tell you.
Suburban redevelopment.
What can you tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nothing.
What do we have on you there? Let's gas fitters. Water Clemens statement, but I think it's to do with Varley, not Ryan. So I'm going to doubt what you're saying.
I think Suburban is a front for your anarchist buddies. They're arranging for people to be out of town while you burn their houses down.
Suburban? What's that got to do with me? That's Varley's bilk. He's the one with the cozy agreement with those fascists.
Okay, we've got another statement from Ryan.
You have a history of violence.
I have no such thing.
That's a straight up lie, sir. We've got your criminal record here. I don't know why you're trying to lie about that. You've got contempt and assault charges.
You're lying, Ryan.
And how exactly are you going to prove that?
Your criminal record, it's not exactly a secret, is it? I don't really see what you were trying to prove there.
You were charged with attempted murder, Ryan.
It was a court case. No criminal liability was the verdict. They said that they couldn't have known that the faulty heater installation would cause a fire. All I know is I lost my whole family. And the company that was responsible got away with it. What would you do?
Which company?
Hephaestus Water Heater Company.
Okay, we're not going to charge you
That's
just
it for
yet.
the moment, Ryan.
So I can go?
Nope.
Sure. As soon as your red friends storm the building and carry you out, you'll keep your seat until we decide how long to lock you up for, knucklehead.
Let's go speak to Varley. Currently, Ryan's got a bit of a grudge, so that might be something that we need to deal
I
with.
think Ryan is our man. But procedure says we eliminate all of the suspects. Let's speak to Varley.
Goddamn.
Varley's got the mosquito wire, though. That's the only thing. And he does seem cozy with the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
We have Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley. I think all we need to do is ask him about this, and he'll rat you out.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Work at the Sawyer residence.
Have you ever worked on a place on Rosewood Avenue? Family by the name of Sawyer?
Maybe. I'm from out of town. I go where they send me. I don't do a lot of repairs, though. I'm flat out on new installations.
Well, that's a lie, because we've
Why
got
are
the
you
service
lying,
history of the
Varley?
boiler.
If Suburban wants their new installations completed, why are you bothering with wrecks like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was?
You signed your name, sir. Heater service by Varley.
Your name is on the inside door of their water heater.
Okay. You got me there.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, they wanted that guy out. Sawyer kept complaining about not being able to get his heater service, so they threw in a free service as a sweetener. I think he played him, though. Because he still wouldn't sell.
Suburban
Word
redevelopment.
is, you're in the pocket of some property developer?
Never. I got principles.
No, you don't. We have someone else's statement.
How did Suburban put the squeeze on you? Did they find out about your record?
There's no way you can link me to Suburban. You're wasting your time.
I can, actually. Walter Clemens' statement says that you were directly involved with getting kickbacks.
Clemens says you offered to cut him in on the kickbacks they were offering. I'll testify in court.
Suburban, they got real-time pressure on getting some of the big developments finished. There's some big date that they can't afford to miss. So yeah, I took their money. But so did a lot of guys, all right? Carpenters, electricians, plumbers. It's no big conspiracy.
And the
What would
Insta-Heat.
reversing the diaphragm of an Insta-Heat Model 70 do?
Yeah, I made that mistake before. You get a big bang when you turn the pilot back on.
So you didn't deliberately sabotage the water heater at the Sawyer house?
No, I did not. You out of your mind?
I'm not sure I have evidence to put on him for that. I mean, I've got his criminal record. That's murder, not necessarily anarchism. Sorry, arsonism. arsonist stuff. So I'm going to say doubt.
Give me something, Varley.
Nope, I've got that one wrong as well.
Hey, look, I could try to pin this on one of the other guys, but I'd just be making something up.
I really don't have much to go on with Varley. So sure, he took some money from the Suburban Redevelopment Fund, but I don't really see how that doesn't necessarily mean he did it.
We're done for now.
So what happens?
You're either going back to Detroit to face a murder rap, or you're staying here to answer for these arsons.
I think I'm going to charge Ryan. I just feel like he's got a little bit more going for him than Varley does.
Coroner says it's going to take at least.
How do I... Where am I going? It's better this way, isn't it? Interview room 1. I think I'm probably going to charge you, Mr. Ryan.
Matthew Ryan, I'm charging you with committing a series of arsons and for the murders of Hank Sawyer, Edwina Sawyer, Henry Sawyer, and Jessica Sawyer.
You're putting an innocent man away here. You hear me? I didn't set any fires. I didn't kill that family.
Let's hope I was right. Was I right, boss? Was I right, sir?
Phelps, what you did to your wife and kids was un-American.
My wife threw me out.
Did I ask for your opinion? You're here to listen to mine. What I was going to say, before I was interrupted, was you did a good job on the Stephen Sawyer case. We don't often get results in arson, so well done.
What about me? Do I get a little stamp on my hand or a lollipop or something?
What you get is another case. A bad one, unfortunately.
Well, hey, we were successful. We chose the right man. The guest man. 16 out of 16 clues found after a little bit of deliberation, and 12 out of 16 cushions. Correct, we got a few bits wrong. Clemens served 4 years for arson, would probably shed his motive if questioned. But we got that wrong, I believe. So what's next? What's the next arson case for us? First a flashback, though. Back in World War II.
You're 2 blocks behind 1st and 2nd. We have more buildings to clear. You know our orders,
There's
Sergeant.
barely a building left standing or not on fire in your zone, Cole. Is your sector full of Japs?
Questioning my command.
The captain doesn't want anyone falling behind.
Tell the captain we will join him when the job is done.
Just give us the word, Sarge. We'll take care of him. He should be sectioned. That Jap lover's a fucking liability.
We're here to kill Japs, not our own people.
Star-crossed son of a bitch. No one wants to serve under him. He's bad fucking luck.
Can it? We've a job to do here. If I can live with it, you can too.
Yeah, Phelps, not a popular first officer, like not a popular captain or lieutenant. Was he lieutenant or captain? I can't remember. Sorry, I should say lieutenant, as we are playing as Phelps in the States. Next one is a walk in Elysian Fields. Someone's definitely setting something on fire here, that's for sure. Some origami or something? Do we get any more? Looks like we get nothing more than that for the time being.
House fire. Bad one. At least 4 Vicks. Get out there and find out what you can. The address is 650 North Hobart.
Okay, a new house fire to go investigate. At least we did not disgrace ourselves. Would you shut up? Stop saying I'm a disgrace.
You ought to meet Joe's buddy. He's nice. Really.
Do you mind, madam? I'm trying to do my outro. Would you be quiet?
Is he in some kind of trouble?
Would you be quiet, madam? Anyway, as I was saying, we didn't disgrace ourselves for our first case in arson, which is good, especially as we're no longer the poster boy. Hopefully things will only go on an upward trajectory from here. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.